Time's up. Let's do this.
Hello, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Babael here. Joining me today is Katips, and of course, we're very excited to be here. This is the BlizzCon Community Qualifier for Singapore, my hometown, my man. Finally, my turn here, and I'm really happy. I don't know. How do you feel, man, today?
I feel really good, and the Singapore community is in action. They came out to play, and very outgoing people. Very active in our community also in the Philippines, so quite excited also. Lots of familiar names from the old Legends tournament, lots of familiar from the old EGTV tournaments also, so very excited for this afternoon.
Xinhuan's been a very active player in this in the local scene. He's been very creative with his decks, and always he's tried his very best. Of course, he didn't really have much of we can say results, or maybe you can't even say that he's got podium finish. But I like the fact that he puts in a lot of effort as well, and he's a big Blizzard fan. Also the fact that I know him as a friend, and
oh, excellent.
And he's also a fellow programmer, and effectively did a lot of program for WoW.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot what's the program called. The one that counts the aggro on the boss.
The DPS, one of the DPS meters or boss mods.
Yeah. I think it's a boss mod.
Deadly boss mods.
I don't think it's daily boss mod. It's something else. I will try and get it. I'll try and get it for you guys along the way. Yeah. But it seems like they're gonna try and restart the stream again. And effectively we're getting the feed from players, and I'm not expecting much of a lag because these players are from Singapore with slightly better connection speed. It should be kind of flawless looking, but if there's any form of lag, it's only because they're running on Macintosh, which I have no idea why they're playing this game on Macintosh. But not to say Mac is bad, but Mac is really a little bit more tricky than Windows. It's not as clean, it's not as simple to use for games, and developers should understand that. It's a very different format. And I'm already regretting because it seems like SardisticMeo has a slightly better connection than Xinhuan.
Okay, so
but it's fine.
Okay,
we'll
looks like their game
change the screen next game, but for this game, or probably next series, we're going. This is a BO3. The first round, Xinhuan is gonna be the hunter down at the bottom side, and SardisticMeo is gonna be the warlock at the top half of this board.
Yep. So Xinhuan opening now with the Undertaker. Very good, of course, with this kind of deck because you have your haunted creepers, you have your web spinners that have death rattle, so they can power up the Undertaker very nice. SardisticMeo gonna open up with Zombie Chow, one of my actually very unplayed. I was studying the Zoo decks recently for Warlock in the tournaments, and Zombie Chow not really being played very lately, but I'm a big fan of the card. What do you think about Zombie Chow?
Well, I like Zombie Chow a lot. That's exactly how my friend Allura is gonna look like when he dies. His surname is also Chow, just saying. But here comes the extra die doggy. And Zombie Chow really, you really don't have to consider the fact that he heals for 5, because he cannot heal when your opponent's like at 30 full health. You're not looking to deal early damage. Zombie Chow is just such a great hero for trading. You know, 2-3 good trades. Like right now, you see that instantaneously it takes care of the spectral, but not spectral spider.
The Undertaker.
No, not the Undertaker. He took care of the Undertaker, and now he also forced the proc here from the hunter on this on the beast there, which I forgot. What's it called again?
Spectral spider. That's right.
Isn't that the spawn before the spectral spider? That's a haunted creeper. Haunted yes.
Creeper. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm gonna fail so hard.
Okay, catch up the brain. Okay, second Undertaker coming up for Xinhuan, but he does have he doesn't have the option for Houndmaster. A spectral spider is not a beast, so I'm guessing Undertaker might get eaten up right away if he puts that down. So he might. Okay, he's thinking to play. Okay, raw Houndmaster, and he's just gonna pass.
Yeah.
Bit of a pinch right now for Xinhuan. He doesn't have any animal companion. He doesn't have his web spinner. He doesn't have his second haunted creeper. So he's in a bit of a bad curve right now. Undertaker not really effective in this mid-range point because you've already played some of your death rattle cards. Meanwhile, SardisticMeo developing his board quite nicely. He didn't choose to put the egg beside the direwolf doggy, so that's pretty interesting. He might have another activator coming up soon.
Yeah, I think he wants. Yeah, he does have a die doggy as well. Second one. I think it's not so much about the die doggy right now. It's more about the fact that he wants to maintain absolute bot control, and he's gonna trade one doggy away for the Houndmaster. And Xinhuan, this is again the huge pinch and effort of Zombie Chow. It's all because of that zombie of the 2-3 that absolutely robbed away whatever early game presence Xinhuan could do there. He was actually expecting to run the Houndmaster into the Haunted Creeper, which is a beast by the way, but he couldn't do that because that got traded away, and it's really bad position. And so far SardisticMeo is just consolidating the bot presence that Azu has so much to offer about, and also he still has the coin, can always tap. If he gets a Doom Guard, no worries, because the cards in hand is just one. So far at 1 power overwhelming, it's not that big a deal. It might not be a royal flush, but we're now looking at Xinhuan in a very bad shape.
Yep, so Xinhuan, unless he draws into his Unleash the Hounds or maybe a tracking new find Unleash the Hounds, SardisticMeo just needs to keep on playing his cards, maintain the board control, and once he draws Doom Card, that's pretty much GG for him. Xinhuan, yeah, like you said, Zombie Chow, making an appearance very early on and clearing out the early board presence for Xinhuan, and that was very bad trades for him, especially when Direwolf Doggy came down and allowed it to kill both the Undertaker and the Haunted Creeper. So here comes Undertaker now for SardisticMeo. And that's going to work so much to his advantage. A lot of Death Rattle cards still to play for Zoo. And Xinhuan now has half of his combo. Okay, he's just going to put up some sort of defense, just something to play for now. But I think that might get taken out pretty easily from the side of SardisticMeo. He can just Soulfire the Buzzard.
Yeah, it's really bad that he played Buzzard like that. There is not much card draw at all. And it's like he is so desperate to put up some form of a defense with a Beast and Houndmaster, some form of taunt up there, that he really doesn't have much of an option here going into this game. And the Hunter, again, is not so much. This is not the aggro-ish face Hunter. It could actually go on par with Zuzu. It's actually on a whole new level right now with stuff like that. Even Power Overwhelm coming in here to trade the Buzzard without much of a trouble at all. And it's gonna proc. It's gonna spawn a 4-4. The 4-3 is apparently a problem, but always the Knifejack can go in. He also has a Void Terror, which effectively means that he will not waste the 4-2 there if he wants to play Void Terror. I think he will actually want to play Void Terror. I will do that.
Yeah, play Void Terror between Undertaker and the
He might coin the Flim Imp, but no. Okay, he might coin Void Terror like that. It's still the same thing. I thought he might actually put Flim Imp right next to it, but it seems like he's not gonna do that, and he's gonna waste away the charge, but that's fine. The 4-4 is going to come out. Don't really like that. I actually like to just materialize a little bit more with the Void Terror on the Undertaker, as well as, it's a 4-2. I know it's a very big minion, but really, you have a taunt as well. And I would actually even run Knifejack into that. That's really, to me, a very consolidating position. You have a big minion. You have, like, what? A 5 plus 3, 8. Like, 8 freaking... 3 plus 6, 8-6 on the board with the Void Terror and a 4-4. Like, you're gonna win this game over the next turn.
So maybe SardisticMeo just afraid of maybe Unleash the Hounds and Hunter's Mark. And yeah, unfortunately, Xinhuan in a really horrible position, and he realizes it, drawing into Web Spinner and Undertaker in the middle of the game. Pretty sucky. You really need Unleash the Hounds as a Hunter versus that matchup, and unfortunately, it didn't come out for him. Explosive Trap didn't come for him either. Mad Scientist not making an appearance either, so he really bad RNG on the part of Xinhuan, so he's just going to concede that game, and he's going to go into his next class, so he has the option for, let me just check, Xinhuan has the option to go into Priest and Warlock remaining, so let's see what he goes with.
Yeah, pretty exciting. So this is a BO3. It's only the first phase of this entire tournament. There's 2 phases, by the way. The first phase is a BO3 Swiss, and there's 70 players today, so we're looking for 7 rounds of Swiss. A lot of games for you guys to watch. And also, we have a second phase of a single elimination top 8 best of 5. So I'm really excited to see which of our top 8 players is going to go in to the second phase there. But that said, let's go into the second game between SardisticMeo and Xinhuan. So BO3... Second game, very important, and Xinhuan's gonna play the pre-stack. This pre-stack, I've actually had a taste of it myself. I pulled out the Babael special, was not so special after this, along with his pre-stack. And
so Xinhuan, very interesting composition. He has 2 Acidic Oozes. So Acidic Swamp Ooze is kind of a tech card against maybe Warrior or Hunter. How do you feel about running 2 of them? I think it's a little overkill. I would run a second I would run a Harrison instead of a second Ooze. or maybe
Oh,
something
yeah.
else, or maybe a dark cultist. I'm not so sure about running 2 ooze. Maybe I'd even run an owl instead of a second ooze. But anyway, I also had the misfortune. I was playing with one of the Filipino players, Lord Crew, last night. He was testing his priest deck against me, and it was really sucky. So anyway, Zombie Chow, again, trading for no benefit at all to Xinhuan. That's 5 health at 30, which isn't going to give him any benefit. But that is a 1 mana cost creature versus a 2 mana cost minion in the Acidic Swamp Ooze. So no value whatsoever for Xinhuan for that play. But right now, SardisticMeo with 2 Spectral Spiders on the board still has the board control. Xinhuan, he'll have a Loot Hoarder or maybe an Ooze play into Power Word Shield, maybe, or a Loot Hoarder to start drawing into more options for a curve. 2 Cabal Priests in hand is a little iffy. Well, at least he'll be able to... Okay, that's not Shadow Word Pain, that's Shadow Word Death. So a lot of pretty unusable cards on the side of Xinhuan. Meanwhile, SardisticMeo developing his board quite nicely. Here comes our Wolf Doggy to power up the Spiders. Gonna take out that Ooze quite nicely and power up the Imp now for 4 damage.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So we have the Imp at 4-2 and the Die Doggy at 2-2. We're looking at a lot of damage against Xinhuan. But Xinhuan being the priest, you know, if he can just wait out across his aggro, maintain absolute ball control, I think he is still in a good spot. He does have the Shadow of Death to deal with something too big, and the Cabal Shadow Priest is still stuff. Man, that is really one big play.
Yeah, he really needs his Holy Nova right about now. Holy Nova, or just try and hold on until Cabal Shadow Priest comes out, and maybe with all of these 2 health minions, Holy Nova would be fantastic. But I mean, Cabal Priest would also do some damage itself. So, which would you attack with the Loot Hoarder in this scenario? Would you go for Knife Juggler immediately, or looks like SardisticMeo is just gonna take care of that problem?
I think SardisticMeo definitely needs to take it a problem. I would not be surprised if his Soulfire is here. Soulfiring here consolidates his bot a lot more. Generally, you know that the Priest has got some form of bot clear, and that's in the form of a Holy Nova. If it's a Holy Nova, it's really going to be bad news. And that's, I think, the only reason why he's not Soulfiring the 2-1. It would be an all-in. But here comes the buff, and a Shadow of Death as well. Shadow of Death is pretty okay. But it's going to kill the doggy, play Northshire Cleric, and heal up again. I think I would do that, but playing the Defender Argus, it's fine, it's not that big a deal. I would like to see him heal up the Loot Hoarder just for extra card draw. He knows he needs card draw right now, and it's okay. He can also opt to heal himself up, and that's going to be a bit of a trouble for SardisticMeo. But really, it boils down to the question, how long is it going to take Xinhuan to find his bot clear? His, you know, probably even his Okanai Circle of Healing, that's one. The other one would probably be the Holy Nova. So if he's got those cards in play, he needs to find them fast.
Yeah, that's right. So starting next turn, Cabal Shadow Priest can start doing some damage. He can take out the doggy and use it to take out another minion. So he might be able to catch up and maintain some board control. Priest you never really count out Priest with all of its healing. So, ooh, you can actually even take the egg. That would be interesting also. Because 4-4 from the Nerubian is a little problematic to deal with as a priest. Of course, having 4 attack right in the middle of Shadow Word Pain and Shadow Word Death. Void Terror, okay, Shadow Word Death is going to come in very, very handy right about now. Next turn when he plays it against the Void Terror. So no board clear yet at the moment. He's just getting stabbed a lot by the Knife Juggler. Okay, so he has quite a few options for his next play. Undertaker, Why would you... I'm not so sure why you would run Undertaker in a priest deck. The only thing you would combo with realistically are... I guess the Loot Hoarders and the Dark Cultist.
It's a pretty interesting deck. This deck is actually pretty interesting. And I'll leave the big surprise if he survives it. If not, then I'll disclose at the end of the day. But now we're going to look at 9 damage from SardisticMeo plus 3 each. He needs to steal something. He needs to Shadow of Death. He doesn't have mana for both. He's going to heal up here and hope to God that he doesn't have Soulfire or even Doomguard. So Undertaker's going to come out and he's just trading minions for minion here. Killing off the Knife Jug is definitely a super plus. 7 damage still on the board for SardisticMeo. Power Overwhelming is going to make that 11. So far, it's going to win this game. I think it's done.
Yep, that's it. Oh my gosh.
No chance. All right.
So don't spoil we might see Xinhuan again later in the tournament. So let's see if he did.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay,
it's
so
done.
okay.
Oh my god, the lag. Okay. Okay, Xinhuan
Alright.
needs better connection, but still. Okay, so game over. Just nice for Lethal, and SardisticMeo will win this game. So you're suggesting that I will not reveal Xinhuan's deck, and I think it's fair. It's fair. It's fair for
we
for
might
me to
see him
not
later
say.
in the tournament. Let's save the surprise for later. So we have a nice bonus for watching him again later.
Okay, if it doesn't come out by the end of the day, then I'll say. All right.
Okay, sure.
Do
Sounds
remind
good.
me, viewers on the Twitch chat, if I keep that as a surprise and it doesn't hatch at the end of the day. Let me know. All right. So we'll be back again with more games. Of course, the next one's gonna be up at about 10 minutes time. So 1:50 p.m. GMT +8 in 10 minutes. We're gonna be back with the next game. But for now, we're gonna be updating some score and hopefully some updates along the way. Of course, this being a Swiss and the fact that we have got a lot of games for today, it's not going to be easy for us to do our job here. And we hope you guys will stay with us all the way throughout, and we promise to try and speed up the process a lot faster. But with 70 players along the line, this is not going to be an easy job. So do stay tuned and we'll be right back. Meanwhile, more good music. And this is Babael, Jeremy is Katips. See you guys in a while.